This man suffers from Parkinson's disease. He has tried various medications to alleviate his condition, but they have all failed to really help him get well. However, since he has been using products containing CBD, he has been able to perform normal daily activities again in an almost usual way. However, CBD is not only effective against Parkinson, but it is also successfully used against other medical conditions such as infections, chronic pain, epilepsy, anxiety, depression, Crohn's disease, and many other conditions. It is interesting to note that so far CBD is approved in Germany only for the medical treatment of pain that is related to cancer and MS. So where does CBD come from? CBD comes from different sources, but mainly from the cannabis plant, but not from this one. That's even a different plant. Rather, CBD is derived from cannabis sativa, which is also called hemp. Surely you're now wondering if they're from the same plant family, then it is still possible that we can get high from it. We will come back to that in a moment. But first, let's take a closer look at the cannabis plant itself. There are over 113 different identified cannabinoids in the plant. In addition, over 100 organic molecules, so-called terpenes, so far has been discovered in the cannabis plant. Terpenes give the plant its distinctive smell and taste and serve as natural insecticides to ward off insect infestations. Okay, wait, this video was primarily meant to introduce CBD, like what the title says. Sure, let's get a little bit deeper now. So CBD represents only a small fraction of the molecules of the cannabis plant and its ingredients. But there are several misconceptions and false claims about CBD in the media. This is not true. This state is caused by THC, a totally different compound compared to CBD. So far, no scientific data has been found on this, so therefore there is no evidence to support it. On the contrary, CBD has contradictory effects of blocking the addictive effects of morphine. This is also not true. In the US and many EU countries, CBD is already legally used in cosmetic products and sold that way. Other false claims around CBD include: but why is their general report around CBD rather negative, and why do doctors prescribe it to certain patients on a case-by-case basis? Let's take a look at the history of hemp first. If we go back in time for 8,000 years, we find evidence of the first cultivation and use of cannabis and hemp in Eastern Asia. Cannabis achenes have been found on the Oki Islands near Japan. Chinese also used hemp to make clothing, shoes, rope, and an early form of paper. As a result, hemp quickly spread around the globe as a crop. However, the Victory March was stopped for the first time at the beginning of the 18th century, when several countries introduced restrictions on the consumption of cannabis and thus made cultivation more difficult. In the USA, the first prohibition of marijuana was introduced in 1929 by Harry Anslinger. A few years later, in 1937, he finally passed the Marijuana Tax Act, and as a result, the commercial cultivation was completely banned. Fast forward to 1970, cannabis was considered to be studied for the first time, and researchers found its positive effects on cancer patients, meaning that the approval of the CBD as a medicine took place. Alright, enough with the history of the cannabis and CBD. Let's dive into the biology and the cannabis plant structure. The plant can be divided into root, stem, leaf, flower, and seeds. Interestingly, the chemical molecules like THC and CBD are not uniformly distributed throughout the plant, allowing for the selective use of the individual biological components. For example, we can use the flowers of the female plant to obtain THC extracts for medicinal use. The seeds can be used in everyday nutrition. Stems and leaves, on the other hand, are used to extract CBD. In general, the possibilities of using the hemp plant are almost limitless. One big challenge with the current available CBD medications, for example oils and creams, is that the absorption efficiency is very unclear. And this is exactly what our team in Luckenwalde is researching to improve the absorption efficiency of CBD in the body. At I Am Health, we focus on using CBD compound that has nothing to do with THC in our products and making them available to people.